Hi everyone. Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF. Um, in Dynamite or Might. I, Michael Cole, with Tony Schiavone and with Taz. And today on Dynamite or Might, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on NXT. Well, yesterday on NXT, we saw Grayson Waller beat Autolycus in 4 and keep the TWF hard middle winnings for another day. And a handicap match and a two-way freeway match that he got himself into. You know, yes, that is true. He did get himself into. That is true, Michael. He did get himself into that mine, but it was more like the main wicker of TWF Ric Flair ended up putting him in that match to make it fair between Foreign Autolycus and Grayson Waller, even though Grayson Waller need be not see it as fair. I'm going to tell you right now, Taz says no one is going to see what happened to Grayson Waller making him fight two folks. He's lucky he's still the TWF heavyweight, TWF hard middle fighter. I don't think that's fair at all when it comes to him. Well, need be if we're lucky, we'll hear from him here today. If we didn't put him somewhere that we can't get him. No. Hopefully. Well, here he is. We got him. Whoa. But no. Well, here he is now. Yesterday, what happened to me on NXT, it was not funny. I'm Grayson Waller, and I'm one of the greatest of all the TWF hard middle fighters. And yesterday, Ric Flair putting me in a match with Autolycus and 4, and I just showed why I'm the great TWF hard middle fighter because I got past both of them. So that makes me a good TWF hard middle fighter. If you can get past two folks that are known to be hard middle, like Autolycus, the King of Thieves, who, well, where did he go? Most likely, he's been put somewhere. They forget where he's at, and that's good for me because I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about, fighting him then. If that is true or not. I don't have to worry about fighting him then. So, who's the next one that I'm gonna take out? Well, I'm not Autolycus, and I'm not 4, but I'm trouble. I'm mishap all the same. Oh, Ricochet, come on. The only hard middle thing you ever did was when you're in AEW going around with going after folks with a double blade. And that was your grounds for leaving WWE and going to AEW. They'll let me double blade folks. Yeah, well, you'd be thankful I don't got my double blade with me right now. Because if I did, well, because if I did, you wouldn't be here talking right now. You'd be in some healing house somewhere. Oh, so now we're... Fuck. Oh, so now we're going... So now you're going to threaten me, Ricochet. Well, we'll just see about that if you think that you're so... You think you're so hard middle. Well, alright, Ric Flair says. You're right, we don't know where Autolycus went. For all we know, we may have put him in one of those. We don't know where he's at. And if we have to... Shit. Gotta look for him. Ow. We don't know where he went, though. You're right, he got missteaded somewhere. And we don't got time to look for him, so... So you don't got time to look for him. So, yeah, you're going to be fighting Ricochet here today for the TWF Hard Middle Winnings. Hell, and this match happens now. Rick, I don't even got a weapon. That didn't stop you from beating Thor and Autolycus. Yeah, just pull out that moon staff. Or that moon stick you've been hitting folks with. That should work. Well, that is true, that moon staff or that moon stick was the only weapon that Grayson Waller may have worked, in his hard middle matches. This match is for the TWF Hard Middle Winnings. First, he has Autolycus. And he is Ricochet. And he is the TWF Hard Middle Fighter, Grayson Waller. Well, the match got started, and now Grayson Waller, has to look around for a weapon that he can work, on shit. On Ricochet. Michael Cole said, oh, and he just knocked him down with those Irwin doll stands. Who, they can harm you too, Tony Schiavone says. Yeah, they can, Taz says. I have been beat up with many WWE doll stands over the years, so those doll stands are as bad. And a body slam. And now Grayson Waller thinks that he's going to get this all won here. Oh! And Autolycus, what am I calling him? Ricochet is hitting Grayson Waller with that own stand, Michael Cole says. Well, Tony Schiavone says, the stands can harm you. It is as bad as being hit by any other thing. Taz says, I never got hit by a Irwin doll stand. But I can tell you it's not good. And it is unfair that Grayson Waller has to be, in this bind. Well, if he didn't want to be in this bind, Tony Schiavone says, then he wouldn't have won the TWF Hard Middle Winnings then. That's right, Michael Cole says. Oh! And Ricochet just missed, coming from the top steeple. And now Grayson Waters knocked him out with the Irwin Doll stand. And it looks like this match is over, Michael Cole says. Yeah, I don't think Ricochet's getting up from that, sadly, Tony Schiavone says. Michael, well, I don't think so, Taz says. Come on, get in there, reckon a 1, 2, 3 already. 1, 2, 3. Right. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF hard middle fighter, Grayson Waller. Well, Grayson Waller, as of right now, is still the TWF hard middle fighter. And it gotta be, and Ricochet has nothing to feel guilty of or feel ashamed of, because he did do a good, and he did put a good, he did do a good fight, Michael Cole says. Yes, he did, Tony Schiavone says. He did hit him with those Irwin Doll stands. So he did put in a good match in. So he had nothing to be ashamed of. Or are you kidding me, Taz says. He has a lot of things to be ashamed of. He's not the hard middle winner. He lost to Grayson Waller. And he got hit in the head of an Irwin toy doll stand. So, yeah, I think he's got a lot to feel, guilty of. Or ashamed of. Or all from above, Taz says. Well, I guess that's your belief then, Michael Cole says. But there's no truth to it. That's right, Tony Schiavone said. There is no truth to it. To him feel guilty or ashamed of that at all. Of losing. Alright, take it away now, Gene Okerlund. Thank you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Grayson Waller here today on Dynamite or Might. Alright, Grayson Waller, we just saw you in the ring. You beat Ricochet, and you're still the TWF heavyweight fighter. How long do you think you can pull this off? Well, it's like this, Gene Okerlund. I think I can pull it off. I think I can make it work. You saw how I first won the strap by beating 4. You saw how I beat 4 in Autolycus. You saw how I beat Ricochet. So in my belief, I think I can pull this whole thing off. Well, you believe you can pull this whole thing off. You got lucky so far, Grayson Waller, when you beat 4 and Autolycus and Ricochet. But how long do you think your luck will last? Well, I think it's going to last for a long time, Gene Okerlund. That's what I see myself. I am one of the greatest wrestlers to ever come out of the folk wealth of the Southern land. And one of the greatest TWF hard middle fighters that there ever was. Well, now you do got a high belief of yourself, saying you're one of the greatest wrestlers that come out of the folk wealth of the Southern land, but that's mostly to someone's belief, The truth is, I beat 4, the North God of Thunder. The truth is, I beat Autolycus, the King of Thieves. The truth is, I beat Ricochet. So, who's next to get beaten by Grayson Waller? Well, Grayson Waller believes highly in himself, and why shouldn't he? He's beat 4 in Autolycus and Ricochet. Back to you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Grayson Waller here today on Dynamite or Might. And that's all the time we got here for Dynamite or Might. I, Michael Cole, with Tony Schiavone and Taz. We hope you like Dynamite or Might, and we'll see you tomorrow for Impact or Hit.